Welcome to the Oddity Shop, where the bizarre is always on sale.
Hey, welcome in, you oddballs. I'm Kara and this is Zach.
Hi.
Welcome to the Oddity Shop, where we
tell you creepy, weird, odd, strange, disturbing, witchy, mystery stories from around the world.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to throw some different
mystical, yeah, or really just
sometimes I get adjectives and adverbs mixed up, but yes, it is adjectives.
It's fine. Schoolhouse Rock.
Conjunction.
Conjunction. What's your function?
I thought you would be more proud of me for the fact that I said hi instead of hello, because you've been giving me so much shit for that.
Well, I was going to just ignore it because I like when you say hello.
Oh, well, I'll go back to it then.
Anyway,
You're not telling me how to say things.
What the fuck is happening?
What is happening?
What's new? What's good?
My car is fully repaired.
Woo!
As expected, I needed all new brakes and rotors, but it was done in I've never actually taken a car in and then had it done in a decent amount of time. 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you meant, okay, never mind. Yeah.
And on top of it, it was a morning, right? I said last week I had to go to the dentist and drop my car off. It was the same day. Okay. Listen to what happened. And I know you know this because I texted you accidentally, but I wake up at 8:06 to Morena calling me, who works at my dentist's office, saying, "Where are you?" Because I was supposed to be there at 8. So I'm in there by 8:20, which I was impressed with. Then I have to drop my car off right afterwards. So I drive to the garage I usually take it to. And he's like, "You don't have an appointment." I'm like, "Yes, I do." He's like, "Oh, you do? You made it at our other location." I'm like, "Shit." So he's like, "We'll fit you in, whatever." Then he's like, "But we don't have your shuttle that you scheduled because, you didn't schedule
to get to work."
Right. I had to call my roommate. I'm like, "Julia, could you come pick me up?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." So she was texting me the address. So I'm waiting for her to confirm it or whatever. And then Kara texts me and she's like, "Why did you send me this?" I sent you the address. Yeah,
but I can't even remember what my response was. But at first I thought, did I forget to do something? I was like, I don't know why. I mean, I was just getting ready for work and I was like, oh shit, did I forget? I don't know why I thought that I was supposed to do something for you and I panicked.
It's all good.
Oh,
it's all good.
Oh my god. I don't really have anything new.
You know what though? Today is Thanksgiving for anyone who's listening on release date. So happy Thanksgiving.
Sugar.
What?
It's gobble gobble day.
I know it's not for us, but I'm going to put you on the spot. What are you thankful for?
You.
Aw. Well, I'm thankful for everyone who's actually listened to this. And I guess you too.
That's a lot of thankful things.
Right?
Thankfuls. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, happy turkey to eat some shit. I don't really have anything new, but this is actually really funny. So I was thinking about what I wanted to say, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I really want to shout out one of my coworkers, Anthony, because he really is one of those coworkers that he calms me down and talks me off of a ledge daily. And it's so sweet because he is the sweetest husband and father. And it's just really, he's just one of those coworkers where I'm like, if he's not there, my day is horrible.
I love how you he's the sweetest husband and father. It sounds like you're literally married. Is he your work husband?
I don't know if that's can you use that term? Is that okay? But yeah, I mean, I guess he does say I'm his work
I called
wife.
you my work wife for years.
Well, you're gay though, so it's not.
Yeah, but I've had work.
I don't know because I read this article that said we should stop saying that, which I don't even know why it matters. We should stop saying that because it could be offensive. And I was
God, there's an article saying everything's offensive.
I know, but anyway, I really don't care. He tells customers that. But anyway,
all right.
This is the this is the funny part about this is that I already was going to shout him out because sometimes he listens, and he literally texted me at 8:20. Hold on, he texted me earlier, right, and said, "Oh, sorry." Blah, blah, blah. He's like, "Aren't you supposed to be recording anyways? Why are you replying?" And I said, "I'm recording at 8, FYI, right?" So then he says, "Well, I'll be sure to ask you a dumb question after 8 to throw you off." Totally forgot about it. This is his question. Are you ready?
He has the question this week.
Yeah. If you could communicate with vegetables, which one would make the best conversationalist and why?
Ooh.
Right?
Not potato. Potato would be really boring.
Why did potato go to my head instantly? But
I was going to say star fruit, but it literally has fruit in it.
Wait. Oh my God. Speaking of potatoes, do you remember those random potatoes on the bench in Troy? It popped up in my memories. Me and you sitting on the bench with those potatoes.
Why? And they would show up constantly.
And somebody drew faces on these potatoes. I honestly was going to post it on our Instagram, but we looked so bad in this picture.
Oh, I'm sure.
But the freaking potatoes were so creepy.
And they kept showing up.
So not... Yes. Okay, so not potatoes.
Maybe eggplant, because I feel like, they've kind of been having their moment in the emoji world for a few years. They got some stories to tell.
Okay, eggplant. I'm going to text him that eggplant.
Perfect. Are you ready for my question for you?
Yes.
And I know you, and I know you're going to ask a follow-up wanting to know the situation in more details so you can answer. So the question is how long would you wait for a man? And it's any man, any situation, the most amount of time that you would wait.
What the fuck? Now it's too vague now.
I know. I did this just to annoy you.
How long? Are we saying... Oh, but you said any situation.
Okay.
So it's not just
I'll make it easier for you.
Okay.
Aaron's told you he'll be home soon.
Okay.
Let's say 3 hours have gone by. How much longer are you waiting before you fly off the handle?
First off, I would have already flown off the handle.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you kidding? Soon to me is like 20 minutes. Maybe not even that, but like 30 minutes. I'd be like, okay, where are you? I'd be calling you at like 30. 45, I'd be like, the hell?
I mean, I literally, when Nick drives out here and it's his weekend to drive here, right? Like, I know how long it is from door to door. And once we're 1 minute past that, I'm like, where are you? Whose house are you at? Turn your location on.
You're psychotic.
I do it to be annoying, but like, it's been such a trend now. We have this, this make-believe man. I'm like, are you hanging out with Al again? Because one time 2 years ago, he texted and put Al. So now whenever I'm like trying to annoy him,
which was so
like, how's
funny.
Al?
I don't even... Al. Ew.
Nick's proverbial boyfriend.
Wait, what's Al short for? Alan?
Duh.
Is it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go by Al. I would just go by Alan.
Okay.
And he's just Alan. No, there are no replicas. Duplicates?
I think
there are no duplicates of Alan. Yeah, I don't understand.
All right. Are you ready? Now that we've laughed a little bit before we get into kind of a sad story.
Oh, that question had nothing to do with the story?
Oh, it does. It does.
Okay, cool. Go. Oh, then that's sad.
So it's also Thanksgiving related again. So we're on the trend this week.
We're trying to be on top of it.
Right. And today is actually Thanksgiving. So
yeah, okay.
I don't want to give you too many details, but I'm just going to say, does The Beautiful Stranger ring any bell?
No, but what's that song? Beautiful Stranger, who sings that?
Are you thinking of Beautiful Disaster?
It's like no.
You are.
Beautiful Stranger. No, isn't it like a 90s song?
Beautiful Disaster is.
No, hold on. It's Madonna. Beautiful Stranger.
Oh, see, I was thinking 311, which is also, 90s.
Yeah, I don't know that song. Okay.
Our story starts off with the iconic, historic Hotel del Coronado.
Oh, I want to go here.
Okay, then you probably do know this story. Keep the spoilers to yourself then, but
okay, I will try.
The Hotel del, for short, is a luxury beachside hotel and resort in Coronado, California, which is right in the Bay of San Diego. And it was an island, but they built a land bridge to it. But when it was built, it was an island. And the funny thing is I've been to City Cliffs multiple times, which is right across the bay from here. And I've looked at it and had no idea that it was a haunted place. But, oh, shoot, spoiler.
Oh.
Anyway, it's a gorgeous, sprawling resort. It's grown so much, it now has 5 different neighborhoods in the resort itself.
Yeah.
With like all the activities, all the amenities you could desire. It is really cool to look at though. So obviously you've seen it, and like the main building of it, the first original building was super Victorian, but it's like the California Victorian, not what we get in Michigan. So it kind of reminds me almost of the style of the Winchester House a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
But so this is the original neighborhood or building. So they just call it the Victorian, aptly named. So it was built in 1886, or the project was started in 1886. So Alicia Babcock Jr. and Hampton L. Story, which are crazy names.
Ooh. Wait, my name is Hampton.
Hampton and Alicia.
Hampton.
They were businessmen, but not in the hotel industry. But they fell in love.
Wait, Alicia's a boy?
Elisha. Yes, Elisha.
Isn't that Elijah?
Elisha. I don't know.
I think it's Elisha.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go with the founders from here on out, just in case. So the founders fall in love with the natural beauty of Coronado Beach. They meet up with a developer whose name is Alonzo Horton. And they decide to buy the island to build a magnificent hotel that would be the talk of the Western world in an iconic place that people will continue to come long after they are gone.
I think we need our pinkies up.
When in doubt, pinky out. So over the next few years, though, the founders created the Coronado Beach Company, a ferry company, water company, railroad, and power company.
Dang.
So it was just an island. They built basically the entire city of Coronado.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also decide, like right on the coast, kind of looking back at San Diego, is where the site for the Hotel del Coronado would be. I'm just using the del from here on out because if I say Coronado too many more times,
I know, because it's like you have to go slow.
I have to focus on each syllable. After they created the town, though, they sold off a ton of the land for people to move onto the island. And then through the process of selling off the parcels for residential builds, they raised a bunch of money. So by mid-1887, they start construction on the hotel. More than 250 men build the destination resort and the humongous Victorian building. Honestly, you really I know you know what it looks like, but if you don't know what it looks like, pause this now, take a look at the pictures. It is gorgeous. I just love Victorian architecture, though.
I just love when anytime you it is gorgeous. Like you said,
you know what, though, and I feel like that is so my parents coming out of me because that's how my mom explains things. Like, I feel like I've heard her say that. Okay.
That's so cute.
By mid-1888, the building's completed, the tallest structure of which is over 120 feet tall, which for pre-1900, that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So they bring in all the amenities, exotic fruit trees, huge gardens, billiard rooms, ballrooms. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ballrooms.
They build these expensive verandas and have health resorts, so your spas.
I love the word veranda.
I know, and I just want one so bad.
Okay, question. Do they still have ballrooms in hotels anymore?
Yeah.
Do they?
So a lot of...
Or like a bank, I guess it's like a banquet hall.
They'll still call them a ballroom, but a lot of them are used for convention centers. Or weddings and stuff. But yeah, they still call them ballrooms.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Probably just because of the work I've done, been to a few more ballroom conventions than you, but...
Ballroom. Pinky up.
But yeah, so I mean, since the late 1800s, this place has only grown. It's still operated and open today, but this ain't no podcast about architecture.
Nah.
So we're going to start talking about one of the hotel's earliest and most famous guests, who becomes nicknamed the Beautiful Stranger. So we are going back to Thanksgiving Day, which was November 25th, 1892, just a couple years after the hotel was open to the public. All right, so on this day, a beautiful young woman checks into the hotel as she gets a room registered under the name Lottie A. Bernard from Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, I don't know if I knew that.
You'll know why in a minute.
Did
a couple minutes.
Okay, maybe I didn't know that. A couple minutes.
She was described as very ladylike. She had fine clothing, but nothing too fancy. But it was also noted she had no luggage with her.
Oh, question. Is it Lottie? Like Lottie?
Lottie.
I.e. Lottie. Lottie. Okay.
Lottie has no luggage, just a small handbag.
That's weird. Okay.
And she is only 24 years old.
Oh.
Over the next couple of days, she leaves a little bit of an impression on the staff.
Okay.
They kind of notice she's very, like, has an air of melancholy about her. She seems to be a little bit, like, troubled or anxious. So the maid who is, like, assigned to her room, and remember, this is 1800, so, like, it wasn't just like a maid who came by once a day, right? Like, she was there to like draw the bath and do all the things.
Yeah.
So she had a lot of conversations with Lottie, who complained of pain from stomach cancer that she said would eventually take her life.
Oh.
She was always kind of looking out for, like, asking around to see if anybody had shown up for her or sent a letter. And would get quite upset when they would tell her no. And once after drawing Lottie's bath, the maid is pretty sure that she stopped and attempted suicide.
Oh.
Because Lottie had been in the bathtub for over 2 hours. When she came out, it was noted she was drenched down to the roots of her hair, which was kind of a...
You didn't really wash your hair like nowadays, so it wasn't like a thing like where you would have... like where she would have been underwater. Like she wouldn't have been getting her hair wet. Yeah.
And they just kind of noticed she seemed very sad, lonely, and nervous.
I'm sorry. How many days is this over? Do we know?
It's over 3 days.
Okay.
At one point, she told the staff that she was expecting her brother to arrive at the hotel when she had just kept asking if anybody had shown up for her or any letters. She told a few people that especially one of the bellboys, that her brother was a doctor and was supposed to help her with the cancer.
Oh.
So when the bellboy told her that nobody had arrived for her, she was very, very upset and stated that nobody comes to see me anymore. In fact, so upset that evening, she took most of the belongings in her handbag, which seemed to be a collection of letters and papers, and lit them all on fire.
Oh.
So the next day, so this is now the 3rd day. So she checked in on the 25th, which was Thanksgiving. It's now the 28th.
And she only had the clothes she wore, right?
Yeah, no luggage, just the handbag.
Yeah, okay.
No letters had arrived for her again. The man, her brother that she was waiting for, did not show up. So Lottie decides to take herself into town for a little bit of shopping.
Okay, retail therapy.
When she returns, her spirits seem to be even lower than they were prior to her leaving. Some things that, it might be attributed to her failing health, perhaps her loneliness, a mix of both. But it kind of became clear to the staff she was hoping to meet somebody at the hotel, and that person was not coming for her. And people kind of noted, it doesn't seem like she's waiting for her brother.
Yeah. Oh.
So this same evening, the 28th, 3 days after checking in, it's now evening after Lottie's shopping adventure, and a terrible storm rolls into San Diego. In the middle of the night, Lottie walks out of her hotel room, down the steps, and out onto one of the verandas. And in the middle of the night, she stands to face the storm. She pulls out the gift she had bought herself earlier that day, a small handgun. And on the morning of November 29th, 1892, on the exterior staircase of the hotel leading to the beach, the body of Lottie was found with what was believed to be a self-inflicted gunshot to the head.
I do remember that, and it's just so...
It's really gut-wrenching, It's
so sad because 24.
Right.
You can only speculate. It's not her brother, and it's probably... I don't know do you know any more information? Are you going to get into any more? Or?
I know more, so you keep going. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Oh, I was just going to say and I don't remember all of this part of the hotel, but you're just thinking about it and you're like, okay, like you just thought the staff says it's probably not her brother. Like it doesn't seem like it, right? She's only 24 years old. She doesn't come with anything. So in my head, I'm thinking she's obviously meeting an older man, probably successful, money, says he's going to do all these things for her. He's probably married and has a family, and he ain't leaving that family. So he just lies and says, I'm going to be there. Oh, you poor baby. Okay, go.
Everything that you said is a claim that others have brought up.
Yeah, so sad.
Weirder, however, though, is upon examination of her body, they determined that the fragments of the bullet found in her head did not seem to match the gun that she had on her person at the time of her death. Now, this is 1800s, so it's
true. So we have to take forensics with a grain of salt.
Right.
But
unfortunately for Lottie, at least this mystery surrounding her death was never fully explained. So some people think that the examiner could have been incorrect. Others obviously suspected foul play.
Yeah.
There are many, many theories. There's, I think, 4 books written about her and countless others who have jumped to conclusions, right? But there's no way we'll ever fully confirm anything.
Did they... Sorry, I'll just let you continue.
I was to say, so there's a lot more to this, though. We're not at the end. Things really only got more strange from there. So the hotel is now working to contact Lottie's family, but her body was never claimed.
And that name ain't real, right?
And that's why you don't remember the Detroit detail. So police start to circulate a sketch of her face along with a description of her clothes and personal items. And one local newspaper coined the name The Beautiful Stranger, as it slowly became apparent that there was no woman named Lottie Bernard from Detroit.
Yeah.
However, a few days after the sketch starts to circulate, the San Diego coroner receives a letter from an anonymous source that helped identify Lottie as Katie Morgan from Iowa.
Oh.
Now, whoever wrote this letter still did not claim her body, but seemed to know who she was.
Okay.
While that is going on in Los Angeles, the Grant family files a missing persons report for Katie Logan. Now,
what?
They say that Katie Logan was from a well-to-do family in Iowa, that they didn't know much of her story, but she had worked as their servant.
Okay.
And she had told them that she needed to head to San Diego for a few days to get some papers signed and had never returned.
Now, are they putting out a missing persons because they just want their fucking servant back, or were they actually concerned?
I didn't put a whole lot in here, but I do think that for that time, right, servant was a more widely used term, but it did seem like the Grants, actually, if they didn't care about her, right, they just hire another servant.
I guess, yeah. Okay.
Police kind of put together, right, Katie Morgan is probably her real name. Katie Logan is likely an alias along with Lottie. And
yep.
So
yeah.
Who was Kate Morgan?
Tell me.
I said, who was Kate Morgan?
Who was Kate Morgan?
Kate Morgan was born in 1865. She was born in Iowa. And at the age of 2 years old, her mother passed, and she was sent to live with her grandfather. So it's kind of unclear why she didn't go and live with her father, but we do know that he moved to Texas, remarried, and started a new family. So right off the bat, I mean, we got some family trauma going.
Yeah.
Kate had a pretty sad childhood. For reasons unknown, she does leave Iowa, and family member states that she left with quite a sum of money, because remember, she's from a pretty well-to-do family. She's dressed well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that part.
And sometime later in 1885, so she's 20, she meets and marries Thomas E. Morgan. They have a child together, and then the child passes after only 2 days.
Oh.
On top of that... Kate's marriage to Thomas was not a happy one. She claimed one of the members of the Grant family claimed that they didn't know much about her past, right? But they do know that she came from an unhappy marriage that she was running from, that he was a gambler and likely abusive.
That's
so
sad.
She runs from the marriage. Some even say that she ran off with one of the stepsons of her husband.
Oh.
But if that is true, that relationship didn't last. And that's when she ends up at the Grants.
Wait. The relationship of the husband, or she had a relationship with the stepson?
Well, I mean, she married him at 20 and then she ends up dead at 24. So both of those relationships didn't last long.
No, I'm asking you. You're saying that she apparently had a relationship with her stepson, or she just took him to take care of him?
She had a relationship with Thomas's stepson.
That's what I'm saying. So you're saying an intimate relationship?
Yes, and they ran off together.
Okay. I thought you meant she just took him to take care of him. Okay. That's... it sounds like, somebody I know.
We're not going to go into that. anyway, she ends up at the Grants, starts to work for them as a servant in their home. They did say Kate was very private about her past, but she did let some of those things slip about her unhappy marriage. But none of the Grants or anybody else working in the home recalls her ever saying anything about stomach cancer or failing health or any of that.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask about that.
On top of that, right, her autopsy showed no signs of illness.
Okay.
So, I mean, we have a lot going on here, right? We'll never know exactly what happened, but
right.
We know she came from money. We know she claimed to be ill and she was not. And we know that she kind of left behind a trail of people who could be looking for her.
Yeah.
She left a husband. You know, she has a family member who says she left with a large sum of money without it being really known how she got it. There's a couple things.
Okay.
So what most people tend to agree on, though, is that she likely came to the Dell to meet with a man in secret.
Mm-hmm.
And she came up with the illness story and stated that her brother was a doctor, right? So that if people came kind of poking around, right, she has her whole alibi. She's sick. She's waiting for her brother to come there.
Sense.
And it could, throw people off her trail.
Because I was just going to ask, I get everything else, but I don't get why you fake that you're sick. But I guess that makes sense if you're trying to hide maybe that you're having an affair or, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because she is still married, right? And this is the 1800s and women didn't have the freedoms they have now. So,
No, they didn't?
Right. Well, I mean, we're going backwards anyway. I know. But, so she's always been very private. She kind of tells people half stories because nobody even knows really why she left Iowa. Like, she keeps a lot of things to herself and seems to change her name or her personality or things to help her get by.
Which, hey,
I mean, it's probably all defense mechanisms.
Get it, girl. Right. Absolutely.
Some people, like we said, theorize that she came to meet with a man in private. And where do we go from here, right? So one story would be that when he didn't come, she becomes overcome with loneliness. And that drove her to take her own life, which is one possibility.
Okay.
But, some family members have come forward and said because of her wealth and the fact that the bullet didn't match her gun, that it could have been a murder driven by money.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, she also left Thomas with likely his stepson. This could have been him finally catching up with her. So here's the thing is the killed for wealth doesn't really sit well with me because her last stop before that was as a servant. I don't think it was a financially driven killing.
No. Well, yeah.
I don't necessarily think that it's her husband catching up to her either. Because wealth doesn't stop depression. We know that, right? Just because she's wealthy isn't saying, like, her family's like, she couldn't have killed herself. Why would she had money? She had all this.
Well, we know that now.
Right. And I think with her being notably in distress, to me, it very much reads that she likely took her own life.
Yeah. And do you want me to talk or do you want to keep going?
Come in now.
Here's my two thoughts. Yes, unfortunately, I think it most likely is she was going to meet somebody they didn't show for whatever reason. That probably was her alibi, being sick, doctor, whatever, or brother. And she possibly took her life. That's probably the most plausible. I just don't know how much I trust ballistics in the 1800s, right? We're 18. I just don't know how much I trust that. However, if we were to go to that route and we say that we found out today that it's for sure that was not the gun that was shot that she was shot with, I don't think it's the money thing. I think it was possibly whoever she was meeting there is probably just like, she's not giving up. We've heard this story over and over again. The mistress. What's the male version of a mistress?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Well, I think that's kind of the thing is right? Like the man never gets the blame. It's always the woman who's
what
labeled
the
as
fuck?
the mistress.
There has to be a word for that. Well, whatever the male version. I'm going to figure it out. Whatever the male version of that is, I would think that, or no, yeah. So she's the mistress, whatever. I'm thinking that he was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with you. You're not giving up. We've heard it over and over again. So let's just get rid of her type of deal. I would think it's either she took her own life because he didn't show up or he took her life because he's just trying to get her out of the picture.
Wow. So because of the active role of men in a relationship, you won't find a direct equivalent to mistress. The closest that would be found would be something like boy toy, lover, or just boyfriend. Women always get the blame.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. Anyway, those are my 2 thoughts on that.
And there's a lot of conjecture. There's a lot of people still kind of mulling over the death. What's really sad is that, you know, her family members have come forward since then to give their 2 cents a little bit, but and
it's for sure that was her.
Yeah. So in 1892, though, she, you know, a couple weeks after her death, she still hadn't been claimed by anybody. So she was buried 2 weeks after she passed in an unmarked grave at Mount Hope Cemetery.
That's so sad.
I will say this, that, and I think this is one of the sweetest things ever. So there's a lot of people who have researched and tried to come to the conclusion. And there was a researcher on the case who did buy her a small headstone and visited her grave until his death in 1991.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So we may never know exactly what happened. What we do know, though, is that Katie or Lottie or the beautiful stranger checked into room 3327 and she never checked out.
Yes, she did.
In fact, she's still there to this day.
She is.
So, if you're lucky enough to stay in her old room at the Dell, you might expect a few things to happen.
Give them to me.
Your TV may turn on and off. You may see strange lights around the room.
Oh.
You may feel a cold breeze that cuts right through you.
Oh.
And hear mysterious footsteps coming up to your bed before falling asleep to the smell of a woman's perfume.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you decide to leave room 3327, you might not be free from her yet, because Katie has been spotted around the hallways, along the seashore, and most notably in the gift shop.
That's cute.
Now, you do see her shadows everywhere but the gift shop. In the gift shop, what you will witness are items flying off the shelves, but usually falling upright and unbroken. At least, she's not destroying things.
Well, she's trying to help you decide what to buy.
True. Don't buy a gun, buy this.
Right, bitch, buy this. Okay, maybe this is a different story, or a different hotel I'm thinking of. Does she turn on the bath?
I do think that, so I only talked about a couple of things that happen, and we're going to get into some of the weird stuff in a second.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
With less details than that. I don't have the detail of the bath, but
okay.
The strange sightings of Katie continued for over 100 years. They still happen today. Mm-hmm. So in 1992, the hotel actually contracted a parapsychologist. His name is Christopher Chacon, and he conducts 24-hour a day, 12-month-long investigation into the hotel using all sorts of equipment, interviewing techniques, and then just kind of, you know, what you can sense with your 5 senses. So they interview over 1,100 people, a mixture of guests and staff. They're using all sorts of, you know, the technology they had in 92. And they found that over half of the people they interviewed had experienced something at the hotel. In the over 10,000 hours of video and technical data, at the end of the research, they concluded that by a significant percentage of statistical data, the anomalous phenomena that were documented could not be explained by standard science. So,
okay.
There's a ton of weird things. I mean, items moving, like you said, the baths turning on and off. And this thing was built in the 1800s. There's rumors of maids who have hung themselves in the hotel and countless other deaths and tragedies and, you know, just the goings on of this building, that there's so much going on here. Still a very popular place to not only resort, but investigate. Your boys have been there.
Yeah, Mackie and Amanda have. Isn't it, though, El Coronado now?
No, it's still Hotel del Coronado. But Mackie and Amanda were there, yep. And Sam and Colby actually have a whole episode there.
Uh-huh. I thought they renamed it.
And of course, our favorites, the Ghost Adventures.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anyways, though.
It's a demon!
Right. Yeah. Katie Morgan, Lottie. No.
Demon. The demon.
I know I start with a question, but I want to end with a question.
Okay.
When we go on our road trip to the Winchester house, can we stay a night at the Hotel Del? Because
oh, yeah, absolutely.
I want to see Katie, and I want to have her whisper in my ear and smell her perfume and get a glimpse of her on the seashore.
Well, I want her to pick what I buy in the gift shop.
Right.
That would be like, I think it would be good, you know, because she sees the inventory come in and out. She sees what people are like, you know, she knows. So, yeah.
With down. It being a place that's obviously highly active, and Katie has some sort of higher energy or whatever, you know, she's able to appear for 40 years at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see happen here?
What?
Cody and Satori.
Oh, shit.
Because if anybody can solve the mystery of her death, it would be them.
We forgot that we, at this point now, have watched the first 2 episodes that Sam and Colby put out for the Conjuring House. And the first episode is absolutely fucking mind-blowing. And it's because it has Satori and Cody in it. And they are just, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. Go watch Sam and Colby's A Week at the Conjuring House. It's all different little episodes.
And if you listen to our 2 parts on the Conjuring House, we are going to give Sam and Colby the biggest pass, because at the same time we put those episodes out, they fully redeemed their old attitudes, I would say, going into haunted houses. They've grown to be...
They have definitely grown.
Yeah, and they were far more into the actual story, which is actually really funny, because their part 2 episode came out on the same day ours did. And I want to go back and, like, I wish we could edit that episode to give them some more of the props that they obviously truly deserve. I
have goosebumps right now. You and I were texting when we watched the first one, or I was watching it before you, and I was like, you need to fucking watch this now. Like, get out of the bath and, like, let's go.
I love my baths.
I know, but I was freaking out in the best way because it was just such an incredible episode.
Yeah.
I was crying because they were crying. Like, it was fucked up in the best way ever. And if you don't believe, don't watch it, because it's pointless. And I feel like if you don't believe, you're not listening to this. But anyway, the second episode, I think, not as touching, but still really good.
And if you listen to our episodes on it and want to see Cody and Satori in action with their communication method, it is something that will absolutely blow your mind.
You can't describe it. You know what's... Okay, we could keep going, but I just have to say, because we met Satori and Cody, and they're just such wonderful people, and Satori was the cutest thing because she was passing around a poster to all of these people, having them sign it. And then you watch her in action doing this, and you're just like, you're fucking incredible, and I don't think you know it.
No, they were some of the most down to earth, and they're not doing it for any sort of personal gain.
No, and they even said, we will never do gallery readings. We're never going to do this for money. If we happen to come across you anywhere and you want us to do this, we'd be happy to, but we're not doing it for clout.
Amazing.
Oh, anyway, go watch it, because I'm going to start crying. I'm going to go rewatch it. I'm going to start crying.
All right. Well, anyways, that was the story of The Beautiful Stranger. This has been our creepy Thanksgiving. Sorry to give you guys such a downer story on Thanksgiving, but hey, if we can leave it on something positive, be thankful for your family, for your friends, and always be there for them, because you never know what the hell somebody is going through.
Be thankful for us.
And be thankful for us and for prettiness.
Oh, thanks. All right. Well, now that Thanksgiving, after you listen to this, is over, let us know your disaster stories, because we want to hear those too. That'll make us feel better. Maybe we'll share some of our disaster family stories. Hopefully we don't have any. Actually, let's go with that. We're not going to have any. Everyone's going to have a really great holiday.
Nice change.
Okay. Love you all. Bye. Cool. Whatever. Most importantly, creep it real, yeah, balls.
Goodbye.
Bye.